Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to do a chair exercise. Well, chair exercises. So it's going to be a quick workout for multiple levels of fitness, but this is primarily geared towards the beginner exerciser and ones who have mobility issues, bad hips, bad knees, balance issues. So it's kind of a beginner class, but it could be a good warm-up. It could be, whatever you need it to be for your benefit. So let's get started. Okay, so the first exercise, and you could do this in whatever order you feel comfortable with. I'm just going to start with this one first. What I'm going to do is bring alternating knees up. So as high as I feel comfortable, down, up, down. So the tempo would be like 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. So that way you're not going too quickly or too slowly. If you need to, you could hold on for a little bit of leverage. Keep your hands on your lap, just alternating sides. So you typically want to try for 12 to 15 per side. Rest briefly, do another set. However, for this video, I'm going to do, these per side to show you how to do it. And then we'll go right into the next exercise. So on this next one, we're going to have a similar concept. This time my hands are above my head or behind my head. So I'm not pulling on my head and neck because I don't want to hurt my neck. It's just lightly up there, and then I'm going to alternate. So this elbow is going to the opposite knee. Down, other side. So typically for the breathing to help with, regulating heart rate and blood pressure, I want to exhale on the hard part. So right now this is easy. So the hard part is that. So that's where I want to breathe in now. Exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Once again, anywhere from 12 to 15 reps is fine. If you could only do 10, that's not a bad thing. And of course, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you could add ankle weights and that kind of thing. Okay, so on this next exercise, we're seated, so it doesn't all have to be with legs. The next one is arms out. Do small circles. That's going to work the shoulders. Takes a little bit of coordination because you're trying to be equal on both sides. And then you do the same thing in reverse. If you have a shoulder issue, you might not be able to do this one at all, or you have to keep your hands a little bit lower as you do the small circles. Once again, listen to your body, or like any other exercise program that you start, talk to your doctor first, see if you get his or her approval, because you might have health issues that I'm not aware of. All right, now we're going to go to the front. Nice big circles. As big as you feel comfortable. Once again, I'm not going too fast. You could go slower if you'd like to, but the key is not to go too quickly. That could create momentum. Momentum can create injuries. Now we reverse it in a big circle. Nice big circles. All right, the next one is going to work the back muscles a little bit, but it's also a good stretch. So I always tell people, keep your hands in, and then I'm going to turn to one side, reaching back as far as I feel comfortable. So it's going to stretch and also work the obliques a little bit as you turn. Return to neutral, same thing on the other side. As far back as you feel comfortable. Return. So it's a nice, good stretch. It also works the back muscles a little bit. And it depends on your fitness level. Not to sound mean, but the weaker a person is, the less exercise it takes to work those muscles. The better shape a person is, the easier it's going to be. So for some people, this is really, really easy. For others, it's a challenge. Try one more per side. Once again, as far back as you feel comfortable. And back again. All right. The next one is similar to the one we just did previously, this one here. We're going to try to do it like a starfish. Other than standing, we're going to do it seated. So my arms up. Once again, it's going to work the shoulder some. Opposite foot. Now you don't have to touch that foot, of course. You're just reaching for it, because as I extend this leg, the quad muscles are working a little bit harder. Of course, I'm working my entire midsection as well, because the legs are heavy, and although the quads are helping, it's going to require core work and stability to be able to do this exercise. Once again, as high as I feel comfortable, or as high as you feel comfortable. Good. Okay, on the next one, what we can do is a coordination move where we have the hands apart And you're going to go across, out, and then the other hand's going to be on top. Once again, that's working the shoulder some, but of course when I go across like this, it's also stretching out the rear delt some, and a little bit of the trapezius, which is the big muscle that runs halfway up your head, down to your kind of lower part of your mid-back in a trapezoid shape, which is why it's called trapezius. But notice, not too fast, not too slow. Although you could go slower if you want to, but just try not to go too quickly. And I'm just alternating. Left hand's on top, now right hand's on top. Now to still make the shoulders burn a little bit, which I could even feel it now, even empty-handed, palms up, doing the same thing. Now, if this, once again, if this feels like an exercise for you, that's great. If it feels too easy, you could always use this as part of your warm-up. You could do this standing as well, especially if you're going to do like arms or shoulders that day, or you're about to do your workout. These warm-ups can help get the blood flowing and get the muscles ready for what you're about to do. All right, just a couple more. All right, good. Now this next one is just simply working the legs, but to make it work a little harder, what I'm going to do is extend the leg, flex the quadricep for like 1 to 2 seconds, and then down. Same thing on the other side. Extend, flex it, and down. Nice. Notice I'm going in a nice controlled motion, not too quick, because coming up, you're fighting gravity, but you also want to fight it on the way down. So it's a nice, gentle movement. Hold, 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 flex the quads. Nice and controlled motion. All right, good. On this next one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit not on the very edge of the seat, but farther up so my back isn't touching the backrest. However, I don't want my lower back. I'm going to lean back so my shoulders or shoulder blades are touching the back of the chair rest. Then I'm going to lift one leg and try to bring that knee towards my chest and out forward again. Knee to chest and out. So once again, the hard part on this one is bringing it in. So that's when I want to exhale, breathe in. Exhale, breathe in. Same thing on the other side. Knee to chest, trying to keep the leg up. Now, of course, if you need to rest, you could, of course, drop the leg. But to make it more difficult, try not to rest until you get to the end of your set. And once again, it could be 10 to 15, 12 to 15. If you want to do more reps, you could do more reps. But you definitely want it to be at least a little bit of a challenge. So that's why the more reps come into play. Okay, and once again, if that's still too easy, you could do both legs at the same time. Once again, exhale as you bring it in, breathe out. All right, so another variation of that one is I'm going to have my legs extended and do scissor kick, but horizontally. So right foot on top, right foot underneath. Right foot on top, right foot underneath. Then I'm going to do scissor where it's vertical. Nice and controlled motion. And you may have seen this one before where they go quicker, which is fine. It's not likely to injure you or anything like that. But slow and controlled usually is a little bit tougher because mentally you have to slow down and focus a little bit more, where when you're going fast, it'll be over soon. So you got to focus, working the quads, once again, working the abs. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment box below and I'll be happy to try to answer those for you. On this next set of exercises, we'll do several of the exercises while standing. And in this case, we're still using the chair. However, we're basically just using it to assist with balance. So on this one here, you could use light touch. Now, if you need a taller chair or whatever you have available, you could use that. I recommend touching the chair as little as possible, but it still gives you a little bit of a safety net. So what you're going to do is on this one, you're going to alternate knee ups, marching in place. Okay, from this position, I can't get my knees very high. So if you need to, you could hold on with one hand and alternate, really getting the knees up as high as you feel comfortable. because this is not a natural motion for most of us, because even if you have to go upstairs, you don't have to usually raise your feet much. Marching in place is normally like this. So this one, I'm really getting it up high, so it works the abs, works the thighs. Nice controlled descent. Toe to heel, toe to heel. So I'm not going kerplunk, and that's jarring, so that could affect your hip, knees, back, ankles, and you don't want that. So nice and controlled, getting the legs up as high as you feel comfortable. Another one I like from standing from behind the chair is what I call the tabletop. So I'm gonna lift my leg up, try to keep it as high as I feel comfortable, and go in a full 180. Don't let the leg drop and go back out. This is gonna work most of your leg muscles, and it's gonna work the core, including the lower back, but I'm not doing this major twisting motion. And if you notice my range of motion, my legs in front, I'm slightly in the back. Legs to the side, I'm on the opposite side. Legs behind me, I'm leaning to the front. That's to compensate the weight of the leg, because the leg's pretty heavy. If I don't do this, it is going to put more pressure on my back. But you do want your back to work some, even though the front part of my core, the abs and obliques, are working the hardest. And it doesn't take long before your legs start to get heavy. Another good balance exercise, even though we're once again using the chair as something to hold on to, is the knee up. This is neutral. So you're going to go out, back to neutral, to the side, back to neutral, and then behind me, back to neutral. Posture's nice and tall, extend, neutral, to the side, neutral, and then behind me, and return to neutral. And that way it also, like I said, helps with balance. It's still working the legs, still working the core, great for balance and coordination. Once again, let me know what you think in the comment box below. So what did you think of the chair workout? Hopefully it was helpful. Please subscribe and check out my other videos. Of course, if you have any comments or suggestions or any requests for other videos, feel free to comment in the box below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And depending on the request, I'll try to get those videos out for you. I appreciate it. Have a great day. See you next time.